Thanks for your company. Now, it's becoming a danger to live in some parts of Kaswa. Residents of Kaswa, Big Man Town, Akwele, English Yamanfrom and its environs say the spate of armed robbery and insecurity in their communities is becoming worrying. Some say there are too many foreigners among them, and the inaccessible roads there make it difficult for the police to reach them. Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba visited the community and filed this report.
A week ago that this incident happened. I was inside with my younger ones. Actually, I was asleep when my younger one woke me up and tells me that some people were barging to the house, so I should come and see. So when I went from the gate, so when I got to my porch, then I was hearing the other guy, because they were in already. So the other guy was like, give me the gun, give me the gun. Because I thought it was just ordinary thief, those who doesn't have a gun. So when I heard that, give me the gun, and I went back, I ran into the room and I locked the door. And I told my the other ones that, oh, there's a thief, so they should come, so that we should push the door. After all, I've locked the door already, so at least for more protection. So after that, they came, because before I even going to the room, the second person mentioned my name. So when he mentioned my name, I didn't even mind him. I just went in and locked the door. Yeah. So I was telling my younger ones that they should come, let's push the door, because there is a thief, because they are holding gun.
This was around what time?
Around 1:30.
1:30?
Yeah, a.m.
Wow. So when you told the younger ones to come, what happened from there?
They were holding block, these bricks, yeah. They picked some bricks from outside, and they were using it to hit the door. So when the door refused to open, they went to the next room. So they opened that one. That one is very easy for them to open. So they opened, after doing whatever they want to do over there, they came back to my room again and was trying to push the door. Like they're trying to break the door. Still, they couldn't. And they went to the next one. Still, that one too, they succeeded. They opened the door, and they came back to my place again. That was the third.
That was a victim of a robbery attack narrating his story to my colleague Maxwell Agbagba. But now, workers of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission are protesting across the country over what they say is a delay by the Chief of Staff to act on a report by the Bureau of National Investigations. The report in question indicates some financial misappropriation at the Commission, which was submitted to her office about 2 months ago. They're also protesting the continuous stay in office by the Executive Secretary, Samuel Sapong. Let's go over now to Kumasi and speak to Prince Apia, who's been to the PURC office there. Hello, Prince. Hello, Prince.
Hello, can you hear me?
Great, I can. Can you describe the mood at the office? Yes, Prince.
Yeah, Bernice, I must say that on a normal day here at the PURC office in the Ashanti region, this place could have been full of some customers to come and seek for services for either electricity or water. But as I speak to you, the place is empty. Another thing that you would observe here is these red handbands that is hung loosely on all the doors of the PURC, and they have this printed up here with the inscription, Samuel K. Sapong must go, #PURC is fed up with you. And that is what is happening here. But quickly, we would have to go in there and try and speak to the local union chair of the PURC, who is in the person of Prince Nanaya Okese. Prince Nanaya Okese, thank you for joining us on Joy News.
Thank you very much.
Tell us, what exactly is happening here? I realize that some of the staff are around, but nobody is attending to anybody. Tell us.
Yes, we are embarking on a sit-down strike though we are present here, we are not actually attending to any customer that comes because we want to drive home a message.
What is your challenge? What has resulted in this? We know what is happening in Accra, but Kumasi specifically, what has been your challenge?
Well, nothing is going on because nothing that affects Accra affects us. In terms of funds, in terms of job, we are here, nothing goes on, everything is static. So we need a change. We need management to give us a change that we want, so that we can work and serve our customers well.
Specifically, what kind of change do you want? You talked about, we know that the Kumasi office oversees Brongahafo and Ashanti region. Tell us about some of the challenges and the change that you expect from the PURC.
Okay, we are expecting to change so that there will be an end to unnecessary transfer of staffs, so that people will do the jobs that they were trained to do. You have people who are working, but they are not actually working as to their own capacity. For instance, if somebody is an accountant, they could just throw the person out of his office just in the name of I am not in good terms with you because I'm fighting, because you've said something that it is the interest of the staff or the commission. You understand? Women, there are situations where women will give birth and they are victimized because of having a child. You are not promoted, you are not going on training. They speak to you anyhow. When the childbirth become an issue with human beings, children are a blessing from God. So I don't see why anybody should be victimized because you have given birth. Why? You understand? Yeah. People have been insulted, people have been victimized. It is enough in the commission, it is enough. We are saying that SAPON must go so that the commission can have an effective staff who are committed, who are well motivated, who have the passion of the institution attached to work and serve our customers. We want to work, we are ready to work. For instance, if you go to, we have oversight responsibility of the Brongahafo region, it's in our purview. But ask me how many times have I been to the Brongahafo region? No. Why? Because you put up a budget, a small budget for you to go and work and serve people there, they say no. Meanwhile, they sit in Accra and spend it big. Do you understand? Yeah. And anytime you ask for money, there is no money. So when you hear issues of money being spent out there, you get surprised, you are baffled. You get so intimidated that, so there's this amount of money for us to work and we sat down doing nothing and customers are suffering. So
you have all these challenges. Let's talk about the customers, because they are those who are going to suffer most in this particular situation. What is the arrangement? Are there going to be some special arrangement for customers? Because the question is, why should the customer suffer when you want to address your own issue?
Okay, now there is no other alternative, but we are looking at ongoing cases that are already there. We are looking at them because probably a complaint might have come. It just needs a little call or a little write-up to just clear the issue. That we don't think those customers will have to go through that unnecessary treatment. So we are attending to some, and some of them that come that we feel that it is very critical, we would attend to. We are humans and we are here to serve.
So finally, what do you think would end all this particular strike and order?
Okay, we are getting wind of information that the board is trying to reinstate the director PR and External Affairs, Nanaya Jamtua, who turned in her own resignation letter. The board is trying to reinstate her, and what the staff is saying is that this is the same board that said that they are illegal, and for that matter, they cannot attend to staff issues. So we are raising this question that if you say that you are illegal and then you cannot attend to staff issues, what mandate do you have to reinstate somebody who has resigned herself? That, to us, is not going down well. So we are demanding that such a thing will not happen, and then the commission will get a new rebranding. Let us move on. Let us work for Ghana, and let us work for everybody to be happy. The chief executive is not working as we want.
So, Bernice, you had Prince Nanaya Kese, who is the local union chair of the PURC in Ashanti region, and he is the external affairs officer and public relations officer here in Ashanti region. So, Bernice, that is the situation here in Kumasi.
Thank you very much, Prince. Prince Apia came to us from the PURC office in Kumasi. Over here in Accra, Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba has been to the PURC office. He's been speaking to the chairman of the Workers' Union, Abukari Jabaru.
Prior to this morning, yesterday around 3 thereabout, we had concern from some staff who happens to be housed within the head office they said they saw Nana Yajentua walk into the premises to attend a meeting, and there's supposed to be a board meeting today, and the gist we are getting is that they are planning to reinstate her so that she could continue to be here. Whilst other people who have not been investigated by the BNI are asked to go, we don't know what powers are behind Mr. Samuel Sapon, and he's still hanging on. Even if he was not indicted by the BNI, the staff he works with thinks that he is not a good administrator, he's not a fine administrator, and they can't work with him.
My question is, if management deems it fit to reinstate her, does that not tell you that perhaps she's been exonerated, from all the accusations that you leveled against her?
No, nobody asked her to resign. It was her personal will.
Okay.
Are they telling us that we don't have any competent person within the PURC? And that is what they are suggesting.
So why are you kicking against a comeback?
Because there are competent people that could handle the issues better than her.
She was not competent?
In a way, I can question her administrative competence, but I can question her human relations. I can question...
How is her human relations?
Oh,
she's the Director of Public Affairs and External Relations.
Well,
so she has qualification in that area you're talking about.
But perhaps when you talk about qualification, then we are missing the boat.
Okay.
We are talking about how to relate with people. We are talking about working with people and they feel like seeing you. We are talking about working with people and the people feel like coming to work because they know that they have a welcoming boss. This is a person who has completely, with the support of Mr. Samuel Sapon, divided the entire organization, collapsed the entire organization. The third reason, like we said, we are waiting for prosecution. The president,
prosecution of
whoever is found culpable of looting state funds, and we believe that after the investigation, people were invited to the BNI. People make statements. The BNI questioned them. They questioned people. People were detained. There have been reports that have been submitted. It's been sent to Attorney General. So we want quick action so that it will serve as deterrent for whoever will come to inherit PURC.
You'd be updated on this PURC situation in later broadcasts, especially what comes out of that board meeting. Let's now shift our focus to education, because the Ministry of Education says all is set for the free SHS policy to be rolled out on Monday. The ministry made this known at a press briefing here in Accra.
Out of the 427,000 who qualify for placement, so far 310,000 have visited our portal and they've printed their application letters, their admission letters, ready for submission to their various schools. As we also informed you earlier on, there were about 156,000 students who did not get placement and who were going through our self-placement portal. Out of the 156,000, as of this morning, 110,000 have selected their own schools. That represents about 70,000. The day is still young. We are monitoring our platforms to see how things go. We are very hopeful that our students and parents will be able to select schools of their choice so that by Monday they can report to those schools. At this point, what we are encouraging headmasters to do is that they should make sure their schools are open today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday for parents to go through the registration process. After students print the admission forms, when they report to their schools, they are supposed to take a copy of the admission form and then collect some critical information about parent contact. The site is already populated with a lot of data about the students. So the other areas where the schools are supposed to gather information, they are supposed to do that, and then all that they need to do is to say accepted, and then the student is registered. And from that point, they will be on our platform, and we'll be able to know the number of students who are going to each of those schools. We know that schools cannot open without resources. As I speak with you, funds are being disbursed to the various schools. It's being wired to their accounts so that they will get the amount that we agreed upon that they should receive before school opens. In addition to that, all that I will say is that I really want to commend our parents. When you see parents here this morning, that tells me, gives me hope for the country. It tells me that parents are interested in the education of their children, and that is why they come here. I have a parent who came here and said, I just need my student to be in a school, and that is what we want. Without students, there will be no schools. Without schools, there will be no Ministry of Education, and we will not be able to implement the vision and mission of this great ministry. We will not be able to make sure that students take opportunity and take advantage of our opportunity that have been presented to them by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So we appreciate the concerns of parents. We are working with them, and we are very hopeful that their children will get the schools that they desire, and they will be able to begin school on Monday.
The National Communications Authority has rolled out what it calls UMTS 900, a system that allows mobile network operators to extend the use of 3G data services to unserved and underserved communities. Speaking at a press conference, Acting Director General Joe Anochi noted that this is aimed at promoting digital inclusion across the country.
Typically, as a telecom operator, you need to have towers, right, and you have base stations all over the place. Any jurisdiction that you intend to provide coverage, you need to have that. But then as you go to this underserved areas, the economics is not there. That's why you don't find them going there. I mean, so part of what GIFEC is doing is to provide these tower services, okay, and then backhaul services, because you can't just go put a tower and there's no way you can link it to the rest. So GIFEC provide that. Now once GIFEC provide that for the community, right, the telcos can now go in and connect to that infrastructure. Okay. So once GIFEC infrastructure is in place, right, the telcos can go in and provide the service. There are some areas that GIFEC is not there. The telcos themselves are there and they provide that service.
You're watching Joy News Today with me, Benis Abubed. We'll bring you more stories right after this. Please stay. Thanks for staying here on Joy News Today. Now, lack of access roads, inadequate facilitators in classrooms are the major challenges confronting the implementation of the Complementary Basic Education Program at Pandai, East Gonja, Bole and Sola Tuna Kauba districts in the northern region. Coordinator of the program for Ibis Ghana, Ibrahim Salia, said some communities do not have access roads, thereby making it difficult for children in those communities to benefit from the program. In some cases, they have classrooms, but single persons from that community who can read and write for them to use as a facilitator for the program. A single person for that particular course is not available. Mr. Salia made the revelation during the appreciation day held at Sola to award facilitators for the program. Joy News' correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Sola in the northern region.
Government of Ghana, in collaboration with 9 non-governmental organizations and with assistance from UK Department for International Development, DFID, a United States Agency for International Development, USAID, in 2013, launched a Complementary Basic Education Program, CBE. The CBE program seeks to provide out-of-school children with ages between 8 and 14 with literacy, numeracy, and life skills in order to access primary education. According to a 2013 report on out-of-school children in Ghana by the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, 24% of children with ages ranging from 8 to 14 years are out of school in northern Ghana. Additionally, the Education Sector Performance Review of 2007 concluded that about 800,000 children across the country aged 6 to 14 years are still out of school. The figure is however higher in deprived areas, with large proportion of them in the 3 northern regions of the country. 4 districts, namely Pandai, East Gonja, Bole and Sola Tuna Kalaba district in the northern region, are among 37 districts in the country benefiting from the program being implemented by IBIS Ghana with support from some local partners. IBIS coordinator for the 4 districts, Ibrahim Saleh, posited that since the start of the program, they have made significant success.
I must say that a total of 25,878 children in all the 4 districts that were enumerated were able to enroll in the Complementary Basic Education Program. And 49% of the children were females. And you could see that we nearly reached parity. 25,252 children, representing 97%. And out of these, 49% are females, were able to complete the 9 months mother tongue literacy.
The program, Mr. Saleh, however, noted, is without challenges.
Some of the key challenges that the program faces have to do with inadequate number of formal schools for CBE learners to easily transition. When the learners complete the 9 months cycle, they are supposed to transition to formal school. In most cases, schools are not available for them to transition. You may be surprised to recognize that you go to do animation or community mobilization, and there are a lot of children in the community, but you don't have a single person that have gone to either a senior high or junior high to be a facilitator for such a community.
Chief of Solar, Wura Alidu Abubakar, urged teachers to live exemplary lives by letting the formal education they acquired to reflect in their way of life in order to develop the area.
Going to school to come and teach your father and mother, to correct them, whatever they are doing, let you also do it. Through that, if they are doing farming, and you have done agric in school, they are doing the local farming, no. You are doing the advanced school. The better you advise them or help them to improve the farm.
166 facilitators who completed the 1-year CBE cycle and continuing into another year were each given a bicycle. On the other hand, 186 other facilitators also received cash amount of half the cost of the new bicycles. A total amount of 104,260 Ghana cedis was spent on the purchase of the bicycles and other related costs, which included transportation and cash award to facilitators not continuing into the next cycle. Reporting for Day News, Rafiq Salam, Solar.
She has done well. Her community.
Away from the northern region, the second-day Accra Metropolitan Assembly has intensified its efforts towards giving the Kwetimintim Apremdo market a facelift by constructing additional sheds, a place of convenience, security posts and other facilities which hitherto were the main concern of traders who have abandoned the facility since 2006. Meanwhile, the Assembly has commissioned a transport terminal at the market to boost access to transportation while clamping down on some drivers who have converted unapproved loading joints into bus stops.
The Apremdo Transport Terminal, which was constructed more than 10 years ago, has experienced poor patronage of transport services by commuters who shuttle from the Apremdo market to their various destinations. The result was a sharp decline in the patronage of the market as some traders abandoned their sheds and stores with a view of relocating to potentially brisk trading centers. As part of efforts towards reviving trading activities at the market, the Second-day Accra Metro Assembly has reconstructed the market transport terminal at a cost of 1,321,680 Ghana cedis, as well as the construction of additional facilities such as offices, sheds, washrooms, among others. Member of Parliament for Kwesimintim, Joe Mensah, pledged future expansion of the facility as well as the construction of link roads leading to the market. He further encouraged the Assembly to ensure traders at unapproved markets are relocated to the Apremdo market.
that's kasi daha ibaga method to the one ya the pamphlet of pada eba assembly no with marketing na wa san kwaye wa ko tu duma dum sha ase na madam station wa ba no be apaso ene yena mo ile yo ko dam station eti o tu da ko yefi abramudo adentro asa kai adaji recruiting yako nkana ya pata kwa no.
Mayor of the Second Takrady Metropolitan Assembly, Anthony Keke Sam, said drivers who operate at unapproved points will be relocated to the new terminal. For Joy News, Natalia Kwansen's report from Takrady.
How sure are you about the real eye color of someone you just met? Sounds awkward to ask such a question of someone you just met, but I have a reason for this. Can you tell if someone's real eye color is brown, gray, blue, or even green? Don't be quick to answer because they might be wearing contact lenses. The growing popularity of contact lenses may be the beginning of a new fashion statement, but do they have any side effects? Joy News' Jackie Nati has more in this report.
Have you wondered whether the gentleman or lady who passed by you is really having brown, blue, or even gray eyes? Well, that is how convenient it has become for some Ghanaians to choose their eye color to communicate their confidence. Want to know more? Join me as we find out about this whole new fashion craze, contact.
Contact lens, or simply contacts, is a thin jelly-like lens placed directly on the surface of the pupil to correct and improve upon one's vision. But the situation has taken a different twist. There are a crop of people who just want to change or enhance their eye color. Their option is cosmetic or aesthetic contacts. Cosmetic contacts have become a new fashion fad for most people, especially the youth. The craze for these contacts is either to boost one's confidence or simply blend the color of the pupil to what one wears. Raymond Johnson is a model and has been wearing cosmetic contacts for 3 years now. Introduced to the trend by his friends, he says he finds them attractive and feels confident wearing them. He demonstrates the process of wearing it.
It needs to be clean. So I mostly put it on after I've taken my bath, so that at least I would get off the germs and all that from me. So after I've taken my bath, I stand in front of the mirror. Then I can see myself so that I can get close contact with my pupil. So this is how I do it. Some model friend of mine, because anytime I see him, he's looking different. There's something about his eyes. So he told me, oh, he often puts on contact lens. That's why I see him to be different in the face. When you see me from afar, you see me differently on the face. Yes, so it complements my look and it adds up to my confidence, if I may say. I put them on mostly if I have photo shoots, because probably I would want to achieve some kind of particular look. So when I put this on, it helps me get that stern but sexy kind of look.
Sebastian Ainin suffers from short-sightedness. Unlike Johnson, he wears the contact for medical reasons.
I have a problem with my eyes, and I went to the hospital, and the doctor was like, I should wear glasses. And I told him I don't want to wear glasses because it makes my eyes, it makes me look like a nerd and all that, so I don't want to wear the glasses. And he went then to explain it to me that we have this contact lens that you put it on. It's medicated. It's just like the eyeglasses, but this, it's fashionable and it's easy and it's easy going, and people don't mostly see it. So when he said it, I was like, well, let me try it. So he showed me the process, washing my hands with soap, putting them on for 8 hours or more, but I can't sleep with it, telling me the side effects and everything. Then I decided to go for it than the spectacles.
Does these aesthetics pose any danger to the human eye? Mahmoud Khalid is an ophthalmic optician and a fellow of the British Dispensing Opticians. He educates me on who can put on contact lenses.
Some people can wear contact lenses for 12 hours. Some people, they can wear them for 8 hours or 4 hours. Actually, it depends on the amount of tears you have in your eyes, because most of the contact lenses we're talking about, almost 49% of the lenses is made of water. So the lens will take that water from your eye. So if you don't have enough tears, you will end up having dry eyes.
There are users who wear the contacts overnight. Mr. Khalid addresses that issue.
Next day you wake up with the red eyes. It will be very difficult to remove the lens because it will be stuck on your cornea. So you might need some special eye drops to remove that lens. And actually, it depends on the amount of tears you have in your eyes. Some people might get away with it. Some people will have severe problems with sleeping with the contact lenses in general. I'm talking about cosmetic contact lenses because some people, they take it for granted, you know. They go out at night, they wear them, they come back, they're lazy to take them out. So cosmetic contact lenses is good if you know how to use contact lenses.
For all potential and prospective wearers of contact lens, here's some free advice.
First of all, you're not supposed to sleep with them. You're not supposed to wear them more than, it depends on your eyes. Let's say maximum 12 hours a day. Okay, you know how to store them as well. The case you use for the lens, you have to change it every time you buy your lenses. If you keep on using the same container, the case to keep the lens safe, that will attract bacteria. That will damage the lens. That will damage your eye. So if you don't wash your hands before inserting the lenses or removing the lenses, if you don't know how to put in the lenses or take them out, if you have long nails, okay, and you're trying to remove the lens, okay, and you scratch your cornea, you don't go blind, but you get injured.
To have first-hand experience, I opted to have contact lenses fixed, and here is what I went through. This is my new look after trying the green cosmetic contacts. You can do so. You can change your eye colors from blue to green to pink or even brown. The choice is yours, but make sure in the process you don't ruin your eyes. For Joy News, Jacqueline Nati.
Great report there by Jackie. Who knows, maybe I'll turn up to work tomorrow with blue or green eyes. But hey, don't forget to take the advice of the doctor if you want cosmetic or medical contact lenses.